We're going to jump right into the show, and with us right now, State Senator Jim Runestad with us. He represents the 15th District here, which includes us in Oakland County. Great to have you with us, Senator. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ronnie. Thanks for having me.
I will say, so Happy New Year, but the last time we had you on the show, you were in your holiday vest. You looked amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I get a lot of use out of that every December.
I know, it's like we pull them out, right?
That's right.
Well, it's great to have you with us. I have a lot I want to talk to you about, but first, though, I want to jump into. I was on your Twitter page this morning and watched your video talking a little bit about our tax assessments. I don't want to pay too much money. How can we save money?
I'm glad that you have brought this topic up on the show because on February 26th at 6 o'clock, I'm sorry, 22nd at 6 o'clock, we will be having a Zoom with two experts on how to appeal your property tax assessment. And most people just look at their property tax, oh, geez, it went up, or, that's what the taxes are. But not infrequently, the assessors make mistakes. Maybe they have the square footage wrong. Maybe they have the number of amenities wrong. They have you as a full finished basement and you don't have. There's a lot of things that could be wrong. And knowing how to appeal your property tax assessment is very important. And it's not complicated. You can do it yourself. It just takes a few forms. We tell you how to do that. We tell you how to go and look up comparables to your pieces of property. And oftentimes you go in, you present your case, they look at it, go, we didn't realize there is an issue here. Sometimes there could be a new nuisance that has moved into the area, not a barking dog, but something substantial that reduces the value of the home. That can also be brought up. So there's a lot of different ways that people can appeal their property tax and get it down if it is over assessed. And so our experts are fabulous at this. They can either go to my Facebook page or go to www.senatorjimrunstead.com/RSVP. Or if they don't want to do that, just call my office at 517-373-1758, and we will help them get signed up.
This is really important because I think, for me, I covered Detroit for years and it really became a huge issue in the city of Detroit, but we don't think about it much here in the suburbs. But is there a flip side to this too? Because we're seeing home values also go up in the middle of a pandemic, which is kind of weird, but more and more people are moving to the suburbs now.
Yeah, the home values are increasing. There's no doubt about it. But there's a lot of scenarios that we have seen where the assessment is just wrong, where the home is massively overassessed. It was one individual I talked to that helped someone assess their property. I think it was in Bloomfield Township, and it was 27,000 overassessed. That's annually that they were able to get reversed, and that's a tremendous savings. Not that everybody's going to save that much, but frequently there are hundreds or even thousands that people are able to save if there's an overassessment.
So what happens on the backside of this? If you can dispute your assessment, what happens from that point?
Well, the nice thing is that you go to the board of review in your community. It's right in your local community. You'll set the meeting up. It's always right around this time of year that you have to get in and get, as soon as you get that tax assessment, call your local community and find out when the board of review is, get an appointment set up and go in. You can do this by yourself. You're not requiring an attorney. It's usually a couple of forms. We show you how to fill those forms out in order to do that. If that board of review feels that, yes, what you're saying is accurate and we overassessed you, they can make that change. If they turn you down, you can go to the tax tribunal, and that comes around, I believe it's once a quarter. And that also is in the local community, so you don't have to go to Lansing to do that. And again, it's a group of individuals. You present pretty much the same case to them. And if they rule in your favor, again, you will get that reduction in tax. So it doesn't hurt you to do it, but it sure can hurt you if you are overassessed.
Yeah, it's really important that you're bringing up this issue because so many people, it's like you said, they get the bill and they just go, oh, okay. But it's also the steps required. And sometimes you're a person who works in government when you're just the, regular individual trying to navigate the world of government can be a little daunting for some. So it's great that you're putting on this town hall.
Thank you. And like I said, these are just local people from your community. Oftentimes, they don't have a lot of expertise themselves at that board of review, but they're always friendly, nice. There's no reason to not do it if you suspect you've been overassessed.
So while we have you with us, there are so many things going on, but I do want to get your thoughts because I love that you're bringing up the issue, kind of taking over where Pete Lucido was on the issue of cameras in the nursing homes. I have to say, I just don't understand why this is an issue. Because especially in the middle of a pandemic. So while we are getting the individuals in the nursing homes vaccinated, the restrictions on visitations in a lot of these places still aren't lifted. What is the hurdle in Lansing to get this measure passed?
It's just amazing to me. This bill that I had says that if you have a loved one in the nursing home, you can put in a camera to monitor their care. Most nursing homes in the state of Michigan prohibit that. They say it's our facility, you're not putting in the cameras. What got me started on this was literally scrolling through hundreds of horrific videos. I only watched 3. I don't think anyone can watch more than 3 because of horrific physical abuse that you can't even imagine. And I thought, this is horrible. And the camera is what caught the abuse and can get the conviction. If you don't have the camera, it's this person said this and this person said that. But when you see the video evidence, you know that, wow, this is horrible what has occurred. So we passed this unanimous out of the Senate, bipartisan out of the House, went to the governor. It has all the protections in. If the roommates are there, they have to sign off. You have to post that there's video in the room. There's all these protections. The governor let it veto. It's called pocket veto. Didn't sign it and never provided a reason why. So we don't know the reason why. And it's so frustrating because you're right. Right now, they don't have the ability to have the loved ones come in and see them. And those loved ones have told me, I can't tell you how many stories we've heard of their loved ones being abused because they're absolute in isolation. No one's able to go in and see them. And if you get a disordered person in that facility, either another resident or a staff member, they're at their mercy without these cameras. So I don't know how to explain it. I put the bill back in again. I reached out to the governor's office and said, I'm willing to work with you if there's anything you didn't like. So far, they said they are willing to do that. I just don't know what, if anything, they didn't like about the bill. So hopefully we'll get some momentum.
Because this really seems like it's a bipartisan issue.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, who wouldn't want some ability to monitor your loved one in a nursing home when they're in absolute isolation? We all know in every profession there are people who are disordered, and they end up in every line of work, including nursing home staff. You don't want someone like that to have complete control over your loved one in the last years of their life.
We could really do an entire show on nursing homes and how this has been handled. But even outside of a pandemic, so many nursing homes fell short of providing for our senior citizens. But so we can continue to talk about that. But if you'll let us keep us up to date on that, because we'd love to have you back if we can get momentum on that as well. But while we have you on, let's talk about some of the, partisan politics going on in 2021. What's your outlook for the future? Because right now the Republicans are kind of holding the strings over the governor to try to get some of these things done. Is there a way for the two sides to come together?
I sure hope so. The governor's state of the state was positive, and she indicated that she wants to work with the legislature. And that's been a huge part of the problem from the beginning. We never felt that this pandemic should have a czar-like dictatorship in the state of Michigan, that there are 3 co-equal branches of government, and we're one of those branches. and that she ought to have worked with us all the way through in terms of how to handle this. And the Supreme Court ruled in our favor that she is supposed to do that. However, we're still having some of the same problems with a statute that was written many years ago that said that the health department, under certain conditions, can also operate by edict. And that's what we're operating now. Basically, the governor by proxy works with her health department to continue most of the same policies as before, again, without consultation with us. The majority leader said in all these months, he said one conversation where they actually sat down and talked, and the rest of them were invitations to a presentation of the governor's position, which is not helpful. So hopefully going forward, we're going to see some improvement in that line of communication.
Well, and we do see where communication works, or if not communication, at least the public voice. Student athletes are going back today. Let them play. I know that you tweeted out some information about that. I was speaking with a volleyball player here locally yesterday. She was so excited. And their family was able to, get in some of these traveling teams and go across state lines, but they're so excited to be back again. And, and I know that the governor said in her press conference that she reversed her decision based on science and it wasn't the demonstration. But we all know the politics behind this. And this really is a good move for these high school athletes.
It certainly is. These athletes have been under such duress going all the way back to the beginning of this. They have been isolation, locked down. This is such an important part of their lives. Sometimes it means career opportunities lost. There's so many of these athletes that athletics is a huge emotional support system in their life. And to be denied that, along with all of the other things they're denied, is absolutely devastating. And the governor said, well, the science changed in the last couple of days, but I think what changed is the pressure. Having a huge rally at the Capitol steps, and many of us doing speeches on the floor of the Senate and the House saying that this has got to change. I would say more likely that was the change that created the impetus to change the policy.
Yeah, these kids really, they were amazing. And their speeches before our elected leaders, I thought they did a fabulous job, and a lot of credit to them. And really, they're the ones kind of self-policing themselves as well during this pandemic, because they know, the repercussions if they don't follow some of these protocols, because they don't want to lose the ability to play. State Senator, we always love having you on because you are pretty straightforward and you don't make it all about, bipartisan politics. But with that, before we let you go, anything that you want to touch on before we say goodbye?
I'm just feeling pretty good about this coming year. If the governor is going to work with the legislature, we're more than willing to do that. And there's a lot of great legislation, like you described, that nursing home camera bill and many other things that we can get done if we all just look to what the people of the state of Michigan really want us to be doing and focusing on, not bickering and arguing. Hopefully, we can all come together and really pass some great legislation this session.
Well, it's been great having you. We appreciate your time this morning. We look forward to having you again.
Thank you, Ronnie. Always love to be on.
Okay, take care and stay safe and stay healthy.
You too. Thank you.